really start to notice how you're feeling today. So some of us will have had busy days working at home. Some of us may have had children running around or making noises. And some of us may have the joy of just not sure what to do with our days, really. So wherever you are finding yourself this evening, just really settle into that space. Roll your shoulders back. Have your palms open on your knees. It just invites some really nice, positive, good energy into our body. And then just start to take your breathing and take some deep breaths. Really feel the breath fill your belly. For some of us, this is the first time we've actually sat still all day. So really, really harness this moment. Just for you, nobody else. Really try and elongate the spine. Imagine there's this imaginary line from the top of your head pulling you skyward. But there's also this rooting feeling as well in between the sit bones. So you're really stretching and lengthening the spine, making space between the vertebrae. And just settling into yourself. So while you're here with your eyes closed, breathing steadily, just naturally, not forced, just want to talk to you a bit about the focus for tonight's lesson. And it's going to be about this idea of ebbing and flowing and waves, riding these waves of kind of uncertainty, the good, the bad. And I just thought for myself this week's been really up and down for no necessarily particular reason, but it just makes you feel just that little bit rocky and a little less stable. So I just thought I'd hone in on that this evening. So this low point possibly that we find ourselves in a strange new reality. It's not always going to be like this. Although a friend of mine says we are in this sort of crisis, we will hopefully come through better and brighter. So just know that it is a passing phase. And just like the water in the waves, there'll be bigger waves, there'll be moments of utter calm, and sometimes there will be storms. So just continue that breathing. And I'm just going to read you just a little poem just to set our evening off. And it's called Waves. When tough times come your way, you really only have two options. You can either fight the waves or you can ride them. You can spend all of your energy wishing things were different and wishing that situations and people would change. You can spend your precious time fighting against reality and all that is, or you can find it in you to let go and ride the waves. You can soften. You can accept that life brings waves, and some waves will be undoubtedly wonderful, but others will be incredibly tough. So, my beautiful friend, I hope you learn to ride your waves. So with that, take a big inhale and breathe out through your mouth. We'll do it twice more. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Lovely. And then just turn your palms over onto your knees. Just blink your eyes open. And slowly, very gently begin to roll your shoulders back. If you're used to having sort of a stiff neck or shoulders really tight, this is going to be quite sore to begin with. So really take your time. Sometimes as well, you might notice if you're at home, when you wear bras quite tightly, or if you wear sports bras all the time, you do feel that extra weight pressing down. If you're carrying bags, I know not many of us are doing that at the minute, but you doing this will just really release that tension we hold in our necks. Lovely. And then the other direction. So just bringing them forward if you were going back, or back if you were going forward, but just really loosening those joints there. Lovely. And we're just going to lift them up to our ears and then drop them. And again, lift them up, feel that tension, and then drop, and just feel that relaxation sensation. And one more time, lifting up to our ears and release. Lovely. Okay, hands back to your knees. We'll just turn the neck. We're just doing a gentle warm up now. So we're going to inhale here and then slowly turn your head to the right. Lovely. Come back to the center. Take a big inhale here again. And then slowly to the left. Great. And back to the center. We'll do it one more time on each side. So big inhale forward and then exhaling to the right. And coming back to the center. Lovely. And back. All the time, keep that engagement within your core. Keep that sort of lifted. Find that space between your rib cage. Lovely. We're now going to inhale our arms up, keeping our shoulders down. Hold it there for a minute. Lovely, ladies. And exhale, come back to the ground. So we're just working on that inhale. You're going to feel it in your muscles in your lower back. So inhaling up. Great. Pushing those shoulders back so you can really feel the space between your earlobes and your shoulders there. And then exhaling down. Great. And one more time. Lovely. Feel your tummy muscles working and then exhaling. Great. Okay, and just for a very gentle side twist now, I'd like you to place your left hand over to your right knee. Reach up with the right hand and then just twist ever so slightly and use your hand there behind you just to guide you. So you've got a really lovely sort of lower spinal twist here. Keep your chest open and your heart forward. And just find that stillness in the pose here. Breathe into where your body is using the muscles so you can give them the oxygen they need. And then come back to the center. And we'll just go in the other direction. So right hand to left knee first. Reaching up your left hand to give you that height and then use that to turn. And gently twist there. And use your left hand just to really prop up on your fingertips so you feel yourself just lifting. We're just working the spine here. Keep your neck really nice and loose as well. You don't want to be up here twisting. It's really uncomfortable for your spine. So really try and let your shoulders drop. Great. And then come back to the center. And we're just going to do one last thing. So we're going to hold our arms up here. And we're just going to really focus on our shoulders. So you'll feel the pressure, you'll feel the compression if you like. We don't want to go too high and not too low, but just try and keep them level. And we're going to keep ourselves really lifted. So as you inhale, turn your palms facing upward to the sky. Lovely. And then as you exhale, just turn your hands over. So you're just working with your breath, inhaling and then exhaling. Just a couple more, but just really work on that core strength. And then exhaling. Lovely. And one more just for good luck, if you can. And smile through it. And then exhaling down. Lovely. And then just open, sort of let your legs come out and then just shake them out. Really, really nice. And then if you want to move your bottom cheeks just outside, so you've got that really rooted sort of feeling down into the earth. Keep your toes pointed. I'm sorry if you can't really see, but my toes are going to be lifted skyward. And I'm really trying to create space between my rib cage and my hips. It's really, we all sit like this, rolled over. We can't help it if we're at a desk or whatever, if we're down on the floor with children. But it's this really nice kind of trying to create the space between the rib cage, which gives us that space to feel like a little bit lighter and a little bit lifted. And I want us to keep this open heart as we go forward. So we're just going to take our arms forward. We're just going to reach. We're not going to go too far. It's not about touching your toes or wrapping your hands around your feet. It's really keeping, if I show you from the side, it's really about keeping your spine really nice and straight, leading with the heart. So much goodness in there. We've got to keep it nice and free. And so when you get to the point where you think, actually, you know what, I'm on the edge, I can feel it in the backs of my legs, I don't want to go any further, that's where you hold. And you just stay there and you just breathe. So you breathe that lovely inhale, breathe into the muscles that are working, and then exhale through. And if you feel on the next kind of exhale, you think, actually, you know what, I'm feeling this stretch and I can go a bit further, then on the exhale, you go forward, but you don't lose the integrity of the spine. You want to keep that nice and lengthened. And again, wherever you are, just stay. For some, this is a really difficult stretch. Lovely. And then just walk your hands back and give your legs a shake. Well done. And then make your way onto your knees. Now, if some of you feel like your knees get a bit sore underneath, just take a blanket folded in half and you can put it underneath them, or you can always just fold your mat back as well. Or if you want to put a cushion underneath, it's fine. But you want to be set on your heels, really, if you can do that, whichever way is comfortable for you. Lovely. And we're just going to stay here just for a minute, just to settle into our breath again. But we're going to focus on this calming breathing, which is inhaling for 4 counts and then exhaling for either 6, if that's what you can do. If you can do for 8, even better. But focus on the in for 4 and a longer exhale. So we'll just do that in your own time and in your own speed. You're taking an inhale for 4. Wait for the natural pause and then release the breath. And if you can do it for 8, excellent. If you can do it for 6, brilliant. You just want to have that longer sensation of the exhale. So just keep that going for a little bit. Inhaling, keeping that spine nice and stretched and lifted. Work the core muscle so you're really feeling that space. And then exhaling. So this is a really easy and very doable way of calming yourself in any situation you find yourself in, of worry, anxiety, panic, confusion. If you can catch yourself just before you get to that real feeling, this will really help. So inhaling for 4, hold the natural pause of the breath, and then exhaling longer. And already you should feel yourself really instantly calm. Lovely. Now we're going to add a bit of movement. So on the next inhale, we're going to lift ourselves up with our arms, and then as we exhale, we're going to come back seating. So we're going to work our quad muscles now for a minute. So inhaling, lift up. And then when you're ready, come back down. So you're doing this in your own rhythm, in your own time. Just a couple more. If you want to look up as well to move the spine, you can, but it's really about just creating this own flow, this own dynamic movement in your own time. And what you might find is as you get a bit more kind of fluid with your movement, you might find you arch your back ever so slightly. So I just do it from the side so you can see. So you might find you inhale, you lift up and you think, oh, I can go back a bit now. And then you come back down. But it's just about how you feel. But it's just like to kind of just think of it as the waves, you know, that kind of up and down motion, the fluidity of water. You kind of want to we're sort of, I don't know, we're becoming it tonight. We're becoming the waves and the water. Lovely. And then just a couple more. And then just come back to neutral here. Lovely. And then while we're here, we're going to do our toe stretches. So if you can just tuck your toes underneath, just want you to sit up on your toes. You're going to just bend your toes like that, basically. Maybe all the way along to your little toe as well. Hold that there for a minute. Keep breathing. And then you're going to untuck your toes and then just see if you can use your hands for both, but just lift up your knees slightly. It's quite strong on your ankles, so be wary of that. If you have sort of problems with your ankles, just be cautious. But you want to keep that core muscle again engaged. And then when you're ready, come back and then just tuck the toes under one more time. And you sort of should feel your heels sort of in your bottom cheeks. Lovely. And then last time we'll just lift the ankles. So untuck the feet and then just lift up. Great. And then come to all fours. Lovely. So you want to try and find your grounding position. I'm going to turn around because it's awkward me turning that way, sorry. So you want to find this wonderful grounded position. So your hands are being planted into the floor. You've got a really nice straight back here.
And you want to kind of look down in between your hands so your spine and your neck is also straight. Your fingers should be spread really wide apart with your second finger pointing right to the edge of the mat. And you want to have your elbow in line with your wrist and your shoulder, so you've got a really nice straight arm if you can. And again, with your legs, you want those right angles, so your knees are about hip width apart and your toes and feet are parallel. Great. And then I just want you to breathe here for a minute in tabletop. This is just a neutral position, but it's the best kind of base we can begin with. So really work on feeling that alignment. Take a few deep breaths and just feel where the breath goes. Maybe you find you're feeling it more in your upper chest, perhaps behind your back, but just notice where it goes. Lovely. And then we're going to do some cat-cows. So we're going to inhale and we're going to dip our back and we're going to reach our heads forward and our bottoms to the sky. And you'll feel it down the front. So, just take it easy. It can be quite a powerful stretch if you've not done this for a while. And you want to keep the tension in your shoulders gone. You don't want there to be any kind of stress there. And then on your next exhale, you're going to tuck everything round. You're going to scoop your belly in. You're going to squeeze your navel towards your spine. You're going to push up like a cat stretching. So this is the cat part. And you're going to let your head drop as well. And then we're going to go again. So we're going to inhale coming forward, lifting our chin to the sky, lifting our bottom skyward. Great. And then pushing into our hands, we're going to tuck everything in. Rounding our back, scooping our tummies in, pushing up. Lovely. We're going to go one more time. So inhaling, scooping forward. Lovely. And then exhaling, scooping up. And this is the idea of the wave. And so we're going to move again like I did before with a nice sort of vinyasa flow. So this time, if you want to watch, you can for the first time because it will feel weird. But we're going to inhale like this, as we normally do, and then we're going to round our back. But this time, we're going to really send our bottoms forward backwards, and then we're going to come up through the center. So we're really kind of creating this wonderful circular motion. So when you're ready, join me as you inhaling, come forward. As you exhale, round the back and then just sink back to your heels. So you're just creating this kind of like water wheel, if you like. Thinking about the waves, this ebb and flow. Lovely, really nice. And you're just working all parts of your body with this. Not just your arms and your stomach, your legs are working, your shoulders, everything. So just really enjoy it. And it feels really nice. I love these kind of movements when they kind of connect together and it's lovely. So coming through, round, just a couple more. Keep breathing. Lovely. And then when you come to your last one, then I just want you to sink back, widen your knees if you need to, bring your big toes together and sink back into a child's pose. And this is your relaxation pose. This is your restorative pose mid-flow. Lovely. Those of you who are new to yoga, maybe this is where you come to if anything gets too much. So you sink your bottom back to your heels. You can have your arms forward, or if you want to, you can tuck them by the side of you as well. So really in a nice kind of protective pose. And I think I've said before, your spine in this pose is actually the way you were in your mother's womb. So it's just that natural curvaceousness of the spine is there, which is amazing. I'm just going to click my button. It says we've got 10 minutes. So if we clock out, we'll join again. Okay, so then from there, come back up to your tabletop. So find that foundation again. Really get that sturdy base. Work the stomach muscles. I promise you're there somewhere. Just really kind of just feel your kind of stomach wrapping round. So you've got a really nice solid center and core. Push down into the hands. And we're going to try a balance now. So I just want you to begin with is to extend back your right foot by pushing into your hands and then just lifting your leg back. Doesn't have to go really high. Doesn't have to be, can just be off the ground, but try and get that lovely straight spine. So you can help yourself by pushing into your hands lifting yourself up. And just breathe here for a minute. And then place your knee back onto the mat. And we'll try with the other side. So again, find that center, that balance. Take a big inhale and then lift the left leg this time. Try and keep your pelvis level. You don't want to sort of be coming out to the side. You just want to keep that sort of neutral pelvis there. Push into your hands to help you with your steadiness. Breathe. And then place the knee back down. Great, really well done. Okay, this next time we're going to try our knees and our hands off the ground. So again, find this base. Take a big breath here. On the exhale, just release the back leg. So that's your right leg pushing back. When you feel that you think you might be balanced by pushing into your right hand and your left knee, then see if you can lift your left arm and point it forward. Keeping your gaze towards the mat so you've got a lovely long neck in your spine. And if you can, imagine someone's pulling you by the finger of your left hand, but also someone's pulling you by the big toe of your right foot. So you're feeling these kind of cross stretches happening across the body. Take a big breath here, feel the sensations, and then place your hand back on the mat, your knee back on the mat, and then just take a child's pose for a minute. The thing is, in yoga, you're doing so much stretching and you're doing it at such a slow pace. Your body is working really hard within the deep tissues, so it does take it out of you. Just a quick rest though, so come back up to all fours. And we'll do the other side. So find that sturdy base. Push into your right hand, and when you're feeling ready, take back your left leg. So you really want to find that balance. Really work. You'll probably feel it in your buttocks as well, but really kind of work the core. When you think you might have found a steady balance, then take your right arm forward by pushing into your left hand and pushing into your right knee. Create the space by pushing down. Lovely. Stretch forward. Great. Looking so good, ladies. Well done. Take one big breath here. Plant back your hand. Put your knees back to the mat and then take another, just a short child's pose there. Lovely. Great. Keep your arms outstretched for this one because the next, we're just going to do a slight twist here. So bring your fingertips to the mat. So you've got your on tiptoes if you like. And we're just going to move our hands. I hope you can see me. You're just going to move your hands round. Just so you're going to do a slight side stretch here. So if I do it standing up, well, just here so you can see. So your arms are out in front. You're just going to tiptoe round. So you're getting the stretch from the side with your fingers. And then you're going to come back to the middle and go the other way. So I'll do it with you. So you're keeping your sort of bottom half into child's pose. You're going to put your head down and you're just going to move your fingers ever so slightly to the right, keeping your head sort of in line with your hands. And then you've got this lovely stretch down the left-hand side of your body. Notice where your breath is. And then just come back to the centre again. And then we'll go to the other side. So just walking your hands ever so gently to the left. Feel the stretch in your right, trying to keep your hips level on the floor. Lovely. Great. And then come back to the centre. And then what I want you to try and do is with your hands on the floor, I want you to lift your bottom. Let your hands creep forward, but I just want you to lift your bottom to the sky. Nothing else, just your bottom. And your hands will just move forward. And if you can rest your head on the floor, brilliant. It's just a really slight inversion. Lovely. And then sink back up into child's pose. And take your arms back behind you just to really soften the shoulders there. And take a few deep breaths. Great. Lovely. And then if you can, just come back up to kneeling when you're ready. And I just want you to place your hands on your knees, close your eyes, and then just see how you feel now.
Just notice how you are in this moment. Do you still feel sort of like a wooden sailboat on a rocky sea, or do you find yourself a little bit more calm and a little bit more tranquil? Let's say like some Caribbean waters or something. So just sit with yourself here for a minute. Lovely. Just see if you can notice where there perhaps is more space in the body, where you might feel a lightness. Just be in tune. And while this is probably a good place to stop, I'm going to end the meeting and then we can rejoin for our warm down if that's all right with everybody. Just a thumbs up is good, and then we'll join back for the extra bits. All right, so I'll just end it now before we get cut off ourselves, and then at least we've had a bit more control over the situation. So I'll say bye-bye, but I'll be back. And if you could just join again, that would be wonderful. Thank you, Helen. Thanks, Helen. Thank you. You are the first. Well done. Thanks, guys. Well done. I'll just wait for everyone to get back. Lovely. Thanks, Hannah. Thank you, guys. Just make sure your microphone's on mute again. That's lovely. Sorry to interrupt our session like that. I think we'll just wait for a couple more. Who are we missing? Lou. Camille. Hopefully she'll join us back again. Great. Thank you. Oh, yay. Right, so sorry, but feel free to let's just take a minute back in that kneeling pose so we can actually remember the sensations. I just thought that would be useful, then we don't have to worry about it cutting off mid-relax bit. So if you are still kneeling, if that's uncomfortable for you, by all means you can sit cross-legged, but I just really wanted you just to notice how your body might have changed just by doing just a gentle movement. Okay, so we're going to go into a pigeon pose. So it's easier to get there from all fours. So if you just come back into your tabletop, and I'll talk you through this way. So we're going to take our right knee and we're going to point it to our right wrist. And we're just going to sort of shift our foot underneath. I hope you can see that. You're just going to sort of bring your foot round, and then you're going to slide back with the other leg. Let me just move my computer a bit, sorry, because that's not helpful. Let me just do that so you can have a bit of a better view, hopefully. So from here, you're going to take your right knee to your right wrist, and then you're going to just tuck your foot so it comes to the side of the mat. And then you're just going to slide back with your left leg. Now this might be as far as you go and you think, oh my gosh, Amy, I can't go anymore. That's fine. Push into your hands, lift yourself up, and just feel that stretch in your hamstring behind you. If you think you can go a bit further, then brilliant, but really pay attention to your lower back, okay? This is where you need the strength. So those of you who have back troubles, just stay where you are, lift it up, use your hands to take the weight, and then just feel where you are. If those of you who've done a bit of yoga before and you think you can come down to the floor with your arms, but really just go slow. Just really feel what is right for you. This is a really intense stretch, but it's wonderful. It's a really nice one to do. So wherever you are, just breathe here. Just feel it, just notice the sensations. Use your breath to kind of settle into the sort of wherever it is you are. And keep that neck really elongated. You really want that spine to be straight. Lovely. Now to come out a bit, I would just walk your hands back. Come forward, tuck your toes under, come forward ever so much so your weight's coming forward, and then come back into that tabletop position. Lovely. And then just find that center.
And we'll go on to the other side. So we'll take our left knee to our left wrist, just twist the leg in slightly, slide back with the right, and then again, just wherever you are, if this is fine for you, and this is a really powerful stretch, please just stay here. It's not a competition, this is your yoga practice. If you want to, you can take the leg further back. I actually can't tonight because I've got the sofa in the way. And if you want to, and you've done it before, you can come onto your forearms. Lovely. Keep the muscles working though, keep the core muscles engaged, feel yourself in this pose. It's a really lovely stretch. It's very nice to do before bed as well. Lovely. Okay, and remember as you come out, just push your arms back so you've got a lot of stability there, and then just unravel your leg, and then just come back to tabletop. And we're actually going to go all the way to the ground, so however that might be for you, slowly does it. Very, especially for you, my love, just go easy. If you need to put a blanket underneath, by all means do. Just go easy. We're just going to go into cobra, so we're not going to do anything too strenuous. So we're not lying completely flat. We're just literally holding ourselves up on our like sphinx pose, actually, really. So our elbows come in between, underneath our shoulders. And we're really trying to open the chest, but you'll feel it in your lower back. So just be conscious. Keep breathing into that space, and then just try and keep the tension not in our neck. So just really relax into it. And just see how it feels. Spread your fingers wide, plant them into the mat. It gives you a bit more kind of energy, I guess, into that chest. And just breathe here a minute. And you'll notice it's a different type of breathing. You can't now breathe into your belly. You'll feel it a lot higher in your body. And you probably feel a bit more shallow of breath because you're working hard. Great, and then slowly lower yourself to the ground and bring your arms into a cross position, and just to rest your head just for a minute. You've worked your back well and truly then, so just rest down there. Great. And then from there, you'll be pleased to know we're going to roll over onto our backs. So you can literally just roll over, hug your knees into your chest, and just give your lower back a little massage. There is no rush, just take your time. But you want to just really give yourself that comforting massage there. And if you want to, you can go in circles. So if you hold onto your knee, kind of extend your arms as your knees move out, and then bring them in together. So you've just got that lovely circular motion. Lovely. And then we're going to do Happy Baby, my favourite of all. So you're going to see if you can grab your big toe. If you can't, and you can grab your ankle, brilliant. Wherever it is you might be, just grab what you can reach. And you're sort of trying to reach your knee to your armpit. That's the kind of angle your knee is at. So that's what you really want to try and reach. And your legs are spread wide. It's a really kind of, you feel very vulnerable in this pose, but it's a really lovely kind of liberating one, I think. And again, you can just slowly rock back and forth. But you see babies do this all the time. It is joyful just to see. It's very kind of, seems very simple, but it is really nice. And then when you've had a little rock, just see if you can settle into it again. So make sure your spine is straight and in alignment. Get that sensation of sort of holding your knees to your armpits, wherever that might be. And again, just breathe into that belly, that deep belly breath. And let yourself soften gently into the floor. Lovely. And then slowly bring your knees back in, so we just kind of neutralise the pelvis there. Hug your knees into your chest. I just want you to rock a little bit. Imagine we're on that boat on the water. We're in one of those waves. And we're just going to see if we can gently, in our own time, in our own way, we're just going to rock back up to sitting. Lovely. There should be not too hard work. It's just really just take your time to get there. Lovely. Well done.
We're just going to finish off just with some stretches on our legs here. So I'd like you to take your legs sort of a really comfortable position out. Okay, if it's really comfortable for you to sit like this, brilliant. You've got really, really long sort of hip flexors. Mine are not, and it's late, so I'm just going to go where it feels comfortable. Probably about 40 degrees, if that. So wherever it is for you. The important thing again is to have that really lifted sensation. So if you need to move those bottom cheeks out of the way, please do. Feel that lift. Okay, I know it's hard, but feel that lift of your ribcage. So really feeling yourself lift up and then fold. And we're just again going to where feels right for us. It's not about where you can reach, you know, it's how your body is feeling. Some of you might feel like your legs have been working, so you'll feel it sort of juddering in your legs. Some might find it quite tight across the lower back. So just wherever you are, soften the neck and just reach where you reach. If you're not feeling very much at all, what you can do is point your toes a bit further skyward, so then you start to engage the back of your legs. But wherever you are, again, just breathe here. Lovely, and then just walk your hands back to the centre. Just shake the legs a little bit and bring your right leg into your left thigh. So you've got this kind of triangular setup here, and you want to really engage the toes on the leg that is straight. So you want to point them up to the sky. You'll feel your quads engage. I want you to lift up with your chest and just have your hands on your hips so you can kind of sense where they're facing. You want to do an ever so slight turn as if you're facing your kneecap. So if you just do that very gently, you get a slight twist in the lower back. And then we're going to inhale, lifting our arms up. And then as we exhale, we're just again, this time still with the heart, we're just going to lean forward, wherever that might be. So keep that back really nice and straight. Don't try and curve it to reach further. What you want to do is lift with the heart to push forward. Lovely, really nice, ladies. And again, keep those toes pointing upwards so you can kind of work the leg too. Lovely, and then use the hands to bring yourself back up. Recenter yourself in the center and then switch sides. So take your right leg out, bring your left leg into your thigh. Adjust that seating position if you need to. Reaching up nice and tall with our inhale. And then as we exhale, just make sure we turn the hips slightly to face our knee and then try and reach as far as we can. But you want to try and keep that sit bone on the floor. Try not to lift the hip too much. Lovely. And then wherever you are, just breathe into it. And if you think you can sink a bit lower, sink on the exhale as you release the air from you. And then slowly walk your hands back. Really nice. And then come forward like we did earlier on, bringing both legs forward. Again, making sure you're really feeling the ground with your sit bones. And again, we're going to inhale and we're going to exhale forward, but I want you this time to really lead with the heart again. I just want to see if you notice a difference. Hopefully you're a little bit warmer. Maybe you can touch somewhere a little bit further, but keep that integrity of the spine nice and straight. Open heart. Breathing in. Lovely. And then make your way down to lying on your back for the best bit. So if you want to, you can roll a blanket, place it under your knees for comfort if you'd like to. It's a really nice way just to take a little bit of extra pressure off there. Or if you want to, put something under your head, but it's nice if you can just lay as you are. Shavasana. It's known as corpse pose, not the most friendly poses in yoga, but it is really good to start to begin to feel your body on the earth. So if you can, please do, but if you want to make it more comfortable, that is the key thing for this evening. So be comfortable, however that is for you.
And in Shavasana, we have our palms open sort of by the side of us, and we just let our legs relax and our feet sort of splay, I would say, outwards. So really starting to notice just how heavy the body is and how much we carry around with us all day, every day.
So really get comfy and really just start to relax and settle. You've done really well this evening, so well done. So we talked about that kind of wave, the idea of the highs and the lows, the peak of the wave dropping. Life is like that. It's never one straight smooth journey. There's always going to be bumps, there'll always be splashes, and there'll always be things like freak waves that we can't control. So as you just lay here, really start to feel the body is heavy. Let Mother Nature, let Mother Earth just hold you in this space tonight. You don't have to be anywhere else right now. So really just be present. Begin to feel your frown lines go. Let them drip off your forehead. Let them go. Relax your jaw. If you just do a little shake of your lower jaw, you'll just really instantly feel how much tension you hold there. So just give it a little shake and then relax. Let your shoulders roll back. That sensation of folding away your wings. I really like that visualization. Tucking them back and just feeling them sink. Let your arms be heavy. Let the backs of your hands be heavy. See if you can relax your fingers. Let them unfurl. Let your hips sink to the ground. By doing this, your legs will automatically sort of roll outward. Let them. The ground has you. Gravity has you. And your feet will just splay slightly, so relax them. Relax those ankles. Let them be where they're supposed to be. Let your toes soften. Listen to the rain. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right now. When you are at a low, remember that that's exactly what it is, a low. It's not permanent. It's not forever. It's a low because things are about to turn around and lead you to so many better things. It's a low because it's a new beginning for beautiful times ahead. Things will start to look up. Light is coming your way. Beautiful friend, remember that. And know that it is okay to be low. It is okay to be struggling. But it's not okay to think that this low defines you. It's not okay to think that this low is all that you are, because it's not. This low will pass. These tough times will end, and beginnings are coming. Light is coming. Joy is coming. Peace is coming. This is just a low, and before you know, you'll be soaring again. It's just a low. When you're ready, just begin to bring some life back to the body. Maybe wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. If you need to, sometimes it's really nice to have a stretch or a yawn, just to really awaken the body slightly. Not too much because we want to be ready for bed. And then slowly roll onto your right side. And just place your hand under your cheek so you're really just resting there in that lovely fetal position, recovery position. Just breathing your natural breath, nothing forced. And then when you're ready, maybe push yourself up to sitting, whatever is comfortable for you. If you need to lean back against a cushion or a wall or a sofa, that's absolutely fine. But keep your gaze low and your eyes closed if possible. Just lower your head slightly. And then just come to a point where you can just be. The amazing thing you did today was get to your mat, to come here and join this space, so well done. What an achievement. Just breathe here slightly. And then bring your palms together and just begin to rub them to create this lovely heat. So the faster you move, you bring just a little bit of prana, some energy back into the body. Not too much, I know you want to go to bed soon, but just a little, just to give some warmth. And then just cup your hands over your eyes. Take a big inhale here. And a big exhale through the mouth. And then bring your palms together. Seal that energy into your heart. So place your hands in your heart center. Just bow your head slightly. And just know that these highs and these lows will come and they'll go, and they'll ebb and they'll flow. And soon there'll be a new beginning. Namaste. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me this evening. Oh, what a pleasure. Turn your microphones on. I'll come a bit closer.